Yep, it's a wintry, snowy mess today. Yep. Hey guys, Angry Old Man here. How we doing today? Well, as you can see from my cold open there, we had a snowy just mess here this week, beginning of the week. It wasn't a big surprise. We knew it was coming. Um, we kind of had plans already to be locked in on this side of the hill. Um, it's, of course, Martin Luther King Day, and the snowplows were probably not going to be working full force because a good portion of the workforce out there didn't even have to show up to work, schools, post office, things like that. So our road did get some attention, but not the kind of attention the road gets when millionaires, businesses have their trucks going back and forth every 5 or 10 minutes in front of our house. When they're not operating on those sort of schedules, the government guys ain't really that hip to keep the road clean, which is okay. Um, I was looking out today, and I got up. I had a pretty bad feeling because I heard a plow kind of go through at about 2 in the morning, but there was nothing. It shifted from ice to snow to ice to snow to snow to ice and back and forth over and over through the night. Um, the temperature went up and down, basically creating just weird conditions. Anyway, I ended up just taking the safe approach, and I decided not to be a statistic today and not to add to any chaos that was already out there. And I called off work. Normally I'm off on Tuesdays. Basically, I kind of just swapped my Tuesday for the Monday off. Unless something really radically changes or it's particularly horrific tomorrow by around 10 or 10:30, I'll just go to work tomorrow. That means I'll probably have to try to cram in or split my Tuesday AT run, which is also fine. With the weather being what it is, compromises must be made if we want to get what we want to get done accomplished. I did get my run today. I had planned on a recovery run, and I split it up through the day just to be safe. Um, uh, Well, I did get a little concerned as I was running through the road because there was absolutely no details on the muddy, well, what is normally a muddy road. Today it is a snowy, muddy road. The snow was deep enough, probably close to 6 inches or more. But it was deep enough to recognize that I could not see the broken road underneath the snow. And it was a nice, even enough coat that, yeah, I just couldn't tell where my feet were landing. There was one small area that had some tire ruts in it, and I jumped in those when I could, but eventually I reached a point where no human being that lived that far up the holler was going to be bothering to come out. So I just trudged through it. My concern was had a couple facets. One was I could not see under the snow, so I didn't know if there was any large objects like large branches, rocks, which is not uncommon to find just you know, a 1 by 2 foot rock that magically appears out of nowhere in the middle of the road. The potholes that I normally can dance around or just avoid altogether by running to the other side, I have some of them committed to memory, but others, yeah, I just don't really think that much about it when I run. Probably should. So I had to be a little bit cautious. The funny thing was, as cautious as I was running, and my pace reflected that, and something like an 11-minute pace running through snow, which isn't bad, um, was my heart rate kept creeping up into the threshold, near the threshold range or into threshold, and I was nowhere. I shouldn't have been anywhere near that. This was a recovery run. I should have been, floating in the low green zone, and even lower in places. So I had to really consciously keep an eye on my heart rate monitor to keep my pace, even though it felt like I was almost walking. And I actually was walking at one point because there's a very bad broken place in the road. And I just said, you know what? I'm not going to slip and fall in this mess and, twist an ankle or roll an ankle or face plant out here at the furthest point away from my house. So anyway, I got it done. It was okay. It was okay run. I did a little bit more. I did some workouts in the house and got those all taken care of for the day. The weather is just not going to be real great for a couple weeks. Some fairly cold nights. We don't tend to cope real well when it gets super duper cold, for a variety of reasons. One being living in a house that's, could have conceivably been lived in by Civil War veterans. That has its own set of issues. Plus, I've had that little goat is way on the mend, but still, she's too weak to turn into the main population again of the herd. That goats sense weakness and they will just beat her to death. And it's too nasty outside even to put her in one of the other kennels that we have. So we're having to split the difference with that. And goats have a whole different life schedule than humans. They eat, take a little nap, pee and poop, eat, take a little nap, pee and poop, take a nap, eat. You see where this is going. They don't like crash out for 8 hours at a pop. So on about 2 a.m, which was convenient because the snowplow came through, I was on baby goat watch, and she decided that she needed some attention, and I had to make sure she didn't make a mess. And that kind of, that sort of disrupted sleep will catch up eventually. I'm hoping within another 2 or 3 days she'll be, at least be able to move out into the kennels for part of the day. And anyway, but that was about it for my day. I hope you guys are getting along well. I noticed even the bridge had sort of a reduced schedule today because probably people just couldn't make it to work. But in any case, be safe out there. Watch out in the snow. I know everybody wants to be the tough guy out running in the snow. Just look how tough I am. I can go out here and run. There's a mixed bag, and there's a lot of things to take into consideration when you go out there and run in the ice and snow. One that I pointed out was your heart works a lot harder to move a lot slower than it normally does. And if you are not used to that, the stories of guys dropping dead of heart attacks shoveling snow are not just urban legends. If you're not, used to that sort of activity level at those temperatures, in those conditions, you can hurt yourself. So be careful out there, guys, really. Make concessions, compromise, adult a little bit. Get out there, do your workouts, or lap things over, shuffle things around. But, it doesn't do any good to have a great winter training season to take you into the spring race season if you have a torn Achilles tendon or you have a a heart attack or stroke because you decided that this 8-minute pace just isn't going to cut it. I can run 6-minute miles, and as you're ramping it up, your heart rate's spiking into the 180s, and next thing you know, you're getting a free 7 by 3 foot apartment to live in for all eternity. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate your support. I love the comments. Keep them coming. And always remember, guys, run angry, my friends.